What are we looking at today?
This is I think an older what because like lately from the what we had, I had implemented everything mostly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's starting to go better. So I think the mistakes I'm making here are the ones that I took cautious and started not to do anymore.
Okay.
Maybe that, but honestly, this game was kind of unlucky because mid laner got fed and then action, I guess, somehow magically got fed from some other lanes. But again, it was a very weird game, I think.
All right.
But
Let's
like
see.
lately, I can say that it's starting to get again good on the good road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He invaded me here. I
Mm-hmm.
pinged my bot lane before he would maybe invade. Now I was like, okay, I'll just split the map and more if they move, but nothing happened. So I just went into his jungle
Mm-hmm.
and he went again into his top side jungle. So I was thinking we are just gonna split the map, but he didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, use never a word like this because this word doesn't tell you anything. Like, what does this word say? You know, you already know the camp's up. I always word like here just to see him,
Uh huh.
right? A. Also B. This is why I always say never put 2 points Q unless like until you're on your camp because putting it right now doesn't do anything. And then if you knew that,
Mhm.
let's say you see he's invaded you, boom, then you just have a point. Now you
Yeah.
put a point in E,
Mhm.
and now you could gank with it. Now you're faster on the map for mobility. Well, you don't have E, you're just like
Yeah.
way weaker, right? For fights and whatever.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah, I think
get it.
bad ward here because this is very common for him to just do this. Just now he'll defend
Mhm.
his top side because his bot side's always safe. So
Mhm.
I think bad ward plus bad point in E.
Mhm.
Um, Run away. We can still play for double crab, so it's not the worst case. You see him on wolves. Yeah, I think when you see him on wolves, there should be a sense of urgency. Where is it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't think he has vision here somewhere. So it's like he's on Raptors, and I can sneak the
Yeah,
red buff. But he
yeah,
went instantly there, so I guess he had a vision.
yeah. Probably, he
Even though
probably sort of. Yeah,
I was surprised because I didn't know when.
I think the two options would be funny enough, not even to go to red buff to just go to Krugs. Krugs are technically safer because they're
Yeah.
farther. And option B is honestly at this point you could just base too because now your Krugs are spawning at 415, so you'll be there, right? Like,
Yeah.
so if you just base right now, you'll just do Krugs Raptors, and then you'll do Wolves Grom. And it's in a sense, getting invaded like this isn't even that bad. Honestly, not bad because all your camps respawning leveled up.
Yeah.
And all
And
his camps
he.
right now are level one, level one, level one, level one. So
Yeah.
it's really not that terrible. I think here it's completely fine to just base,
Yeah.
full clear down, and as long usually the rule on invading is as long as they don't take your respawning camps, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
but
Yes.
if but if yeah, but if you lose
I
your
didn't
respawning
have
camps,
that idea. This.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Because I didn't have the idea here because
mhm,
I got it from you like maybe later on,
yeah,
and then I just respected it, or I just use it because
yeah, yeah,
if I invade someone, I tend to play around that marker. Let's say I
yeah,
take raptors from someone,
yeah,
and I just tend to just play around those raptors, try to get.
yeah,
If not, nothing happens, and then I make another play.
yeah.
But I would ideally
To
tend
get
to just
because I
permanently.
assume this guy's bad, but this guy's good. You can't do anything now because now you have no flash. You're down level, and
Yeah.
you have the belongs roll. If he has like if he's going eclipse, he has he has pickaxe, double longsword. If he's going lethality, he has dirk right now. And now if he's here right now invading you, boom. Where is this? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I just hooked my recording. 1 second.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck did I just do? Oh, there you go. But now, if he shows up here right now, boom, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to leave
Yeah.
1 HP, and then he'll take wolves, then he'll take your gromp, and then he'll just do scuttle, and then he'll do dragon. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this guy's bad, but that death should have GG'd your game.
Yeah, I understand it. I
Okay,
should not have been
yes.
there.
Oh, good. This guy looks like he ganked top, so now we immediately pull dragon. Perfect. As we're pulling dragon, balling fights, we come help the fight. Let me watch the start of the fight again. This guy should die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna tap. Yeah, perfect. Okay, nice. Now we probably can't do it because it's too slow. We used our timer, which is fine. Oh, he died, or he's getting pushed out. So now we do it. Okay. Wait, is that wait? That's that's not Lee. That's Akshan. Oh, Lee. Nah,
He
just
died too.
yeah, it's slow. The second he dies, you just have to insta pull right. Boom, pull.
Instant. Mm-hmm.
The timers are too short because you kind of look at this. You
Mm-hmm.
can count how like this is. It's not. It's like a small, but like one. 2, 3, 4. You know, it's like a 7 second slower, and then you walk back. Yeah, so you're solid what 15 seconds slower than you should be on
Yeah,
this dragon.
yeah,
And now if we've been hitting this for 15 more seconds, isn't the dragon's already dead, right?
yeah. I agreed it for the level 6 because I
Yeah.
thought I could still have a upper hand, but I should have just went instantly when I
Yeah,
knew
you're
it.
gonna lose too much damage from the dragon, and don't forget he's also has um, he still has item advantage, and him dying is actually gonna give him even stronger item advantage because
Yeah,
he's gonna be able to spend his
yeah,
money, right? So
yeah. That's what I mean. Like this, I happen to do, but now I just stopped. Now I just realized it, and even though usually I'm fine with leaving the objective alone and
yeah,
everything, but I tend to do like these kinds of plays. But now either if I see, I instantly like, I ignore everybody else and just do it if I know it's free.
now we decide to clear upwards. Makes sense. As we're clearing up, we see bots fighting, so we go for a freebie. Now we clear up.
But it takes him since he sees me bot, so
Yeah, it makes sense. But we just get now we just base because we have our
yeah,
item. This is all chill.
not nothing special.
Yeah, just full clearing. Life is good.
I don't not enough things for me because I knew Lee was coming to them.
Mhm. Pickaxe over Dirk.
Okay, because I usually tend to take Dirk since I already have components, but okay.
Yeah, it just usually a
Because
good.
I like the lethality.
It doesn't really do much for Viego. You're not my
Mm-hmm.
town or anything. But usually a good way to see it. It's not about the component. Usually in League, 90% of the time, it's best to just use as much gold as possible. So obviously, if you
Mm-hmm.
buy pickaxe, you're gonna leave base with 20 gold. If you buy Dirk, you're leaving base with 260 gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot
Okay,
of times,
okay.
not to overcomplicate it, just whichever one makes you
Mm-hmm.
spend more money is usually just better for you stat wise.
Yeah, okay. Because I play assassin, so that's why I usually just have it built in me to take Dirk.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah, I was scared of her, and then I
just
realized she's just blind.
yeah. But also, you're not. And maybe you feel like you're weak because Lee's so strong. But if you're objectively, you're not. You're not weak. Like you're not useless. You're both same
Yeah.
level. You're item and a half. She's also item and a half. She's walking. She's
Yeah.
range champ. You're melee. She's walking into you, which is always best for
Yeah.
melee because normally, you know, range
Well,
champs can't melee.
I just have PTSD from Kaisas because
Yeah.
they just tend to randomly one shot. So I just played it safely, even though
Mm.
like, maybe he was pranking or something. I was very much unsure.
I think it's fine just for the reason of you're so close to collector. But then look at this.
Hmm.
This fight is obviously way harder than this
Yeah,
fight,
but then that one.
and then
Yeah,
you won this one. Yeah. So.
yeah. Because she used, but even though she used everything, so she even if I went on her, she would still use there. But yeah, if I was in melee range, it would have been easier because I
There you
don't
go.
know if I even
Mhm.
I didn't even hit the stun probably there. While there, I would have I would have had the time to even hit the stun, which is funny.
I think out of everything, this is your biggest mistake of the entire game. I think you actually
Can
did a
can be.
I think you actually did a great job stabilizing. Like you were super behind early,
Mhm.
but the KD doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is items and levels.
Mhm.
You're completely back in the game. You're both 2 items. Two
Yeah.
items. Boots don't matter. Fuck boots. But you're both 2 items. You're both same level. You are the exact same value as LeeSin. And then if you look at that,
Mhm.
the game's won. Because look at this. 5-4, 2 items, 2 items, nice. Up a level. Top stronger. Jungle same.
Mhm.
Mid stronger. 2 items, 1 item. Mid AD carry, 2 items, 2 items. AD
Mhm.
carry is slightly weaker by the level, but they're basically the same. Support
Yeah.
doesn't matter. So every single lane's either winning or even. And we have feats of strength. So as long as we get win this third dragon fight, and by getting this third you stop soul, the game is won, right? In my head.
Yeah.
You just need to not go
Yeah. I
flash
went
in when
overhead. Yeah.
your ult 10 seconds. If we just chill, dance, 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 let's send a
Mhm.
poke, let Zyra poke, wait for Timo to show up. I see no reason why you won't win this 5v5. Also 5v5 at this point, and also this guy's at 70%, this guy's 40%. So it's gonna be 5v5 plus you have
Mhm.
HP advantage. I
Mhm.
guarantee if Miranda doesn't base and she stays, when the fight starts, you're just gonna press flash ult on her and you'll get a free reset. And if she bases,
Yeah.
then you're just gonna pull dragon because now it's 45 because they base and you didn't base, you know?
Yeah. Because I
Um,
thought I would get reset here without even ult, but I just misplayed
I mean, also,
hardly,
you
very
saw she
much.
had spell shield, so she doesn't get stunned, you know? Like you see the spell shield.
Yeah, but I just went for the damage. That's why I flashed because she has special. So I was like, okay, as fast as possible
Yeah, no,
to
I just
respond.
mean like because she has spell shield. Like
Hmm.
normally she'd get stunned, and then she'd like right now she'd be here right now, and the next auto would
Yeah,
kill
she
her.
would die.
But yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
spell shield, and obviously LeeSin has shield, and LeeSin has kick, so they
yeah,
just have a lot of peel tools. So I don't know. I think this is
yeah.
really bad. You lose mid
And
tower, you lose third, you lose bot tower. This is probably like a 3,000 gold swing. Plus now they're one dragon from obviously from
yeah,
Soul, so this is really bad.
I mean, it's funny that I always tend to get behind and I always stabilize, but somehow magically mess up
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't realize how that I stabilize.
yeah.
I mean, I realized it by now,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, that's a big. That's like a really common problem I have. I'm coaching like Diamond Master players, and they also. Cause I always say, obviously, the perfect world we only go for high percentage plays, but that's not realistic. If the game's going
yeah,
poorly and you're down 5k gold and you press tab and you're down 2 levels, then you are allowed to go for desperate plays.
hmm,
When you're ahead, you should go for 70%, 80%. When you're behind, that's when you should go for 30% plays, 40% plays, 20% plays. Because when you're so behind, a 20% play might be like actually good
yeah,
odds. That's why it's really important to constantly press tab and constantly be able to identify is the game going well or game going poorly. Because if the game going poorly,
yeah,
go for crazy plays, go for flashes on Morgana. I don't
mhm,
mind. If the game's going well, why would we ever do anything
flash
crazy?
and
Just
yeah,
just play normal, right? That's why it's really
yeah,
important to just constantly press tab and always give yourself mini updates. Game going well, game
hmm,
going poorly, and based on the answer,
yeah,
it changes how you play fights, how you path. You know.
yeah. I started to
Mhm.
look like that because I always spam my tab, but now I just actually stop and think like genuinely,
Mhm. One thing
where am I?
I haven't said this in a while. It's because I don't like to say the same shit because people who have been here in the program for months they get sick of it. But I know you're
Hmm.
somewhat new. Looked over the thing, but normally I explained this in the past. I look at it way more detailed. I like to assign a point system, so out of 10, and it's
Hmm.
off the items, levels, strength, whatever. So if I was to do
Hmm.
this myself, obviously it's too late now. Let's do it in mid game. Next time you press tab, I'll show it.
Hmm.
And I assign point systems, and am like subconsciously myself, and that's how I dictate the game. So I look at every lane, and okay, boom, top's level 11, level 10, item plus blasting wand. He has item plus 1300. This 850. This is plus work. So I do my top laner as an 8. This guy's a 7. Everything's out of 10. I
Hmm.
look at jungle, level 9, one item, one item. Warhammer to Dirk is the same. He's up 2 low components. So I'd say this guy is a where let me do this back. This guy is an 8. I'm a 7.5. Okay.
Hmm.
Mid, well, I'm in a half to one item. This guy up a level. This guy is a 9. This guy is a. Actually, no, I'll do. This guy's like a 8.5, and this guy's like a 7. 80
Hmm.
carry, one item, one item, one item, one item, same level. So I'd say this guy's a 7.5. This guy's a 7. Support doesn't matter. And then I look at this, like, what the
Yeah,
fuck's
yeah.
the point of this, right? The entire point is now I do the math for everything, right? Top 2v2, right? 7 versus 8 plus 1, 8 versus 7.5 plus 0.5, right? So who wins top fight?
Mm-hmm.
If you run this top 2v2 1,000 times, I think we win it 600 times, we lose it 400 times. It's 60-40 fight
Mm-hmm.
because we are up
Yeah.
the half point, right? Then we look at mid, but now we do the mid thing and we run a mid fight 2v2 1,000 times. I think it's going to be 700, 300 because uh, we're up a, we're up an entire point, right? Because this guy's up 1.5 and I'm down 0.5. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Then we look at bot 3v3, and I would say we probably lose 400 out of 600, and we're probably it's a 40-60 fight because Kaisa's stronger, right? So I always and I every single time I press tab from level 1 to level 3 to level 5, I'm always doing
Mm-hmm.
like a mini like
Yeah,
scoreboard
I get
system.
it.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
when you constantly do this, you'll always know where fights you should be taking. I have a choice right now. You're opening through map. You're opening to Raptors. After Raptors, you have a choice. Both top and mid are pushing. Do I want to go top or do I want to go mid? Based on who has
Mm-hmm.
better points, I'll go to that lane because I'd rather take a
Yeah.
if top's a 70% chance fight, but mid's a 65% chance, I'd rather go top lane because my top laner is slightly
Mm-hmm.
stronger than my mid laner. Another thing that applies to this
Yeah.
is like what summons are up, what ults are up, right? Maybe if my mid is slightly stronger, but he has
Yeah.
no sums and Teemo has flash, maybe I'll go top instead, right? And you're in a constant
No.
stage of updating yourself on conditions and strength, and then that's how you dictate. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
always one of those things where one way I like to say it is let's say I like to put it like this. Fighting is the same thing. I'm gonna okay. Malphite's right here. Enemy Malphite right here, and he ults you. What are the chances you flash his
Yeah.
ult on vision?
Well, big.
Like 60%, 70%.
I always dodge a Malphite.
Let's say 80% because it's always not perfect.
Okay, okay. Let's say true, true, true,
You know,
true. Yeah,
because
let's
like
say 80.
if yeah. And now let's say Malphite's in this bush right now and he ults you. What's the chance that you flash it?
No way, I wouldn't see him.
Maybe 10%. If you're just staring at yourself,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Fighting is the same thing. If you go to top with zero idea how the fight goes. You're just padding top, and then as you happen to be on Krugs, you see that enemy jungle is ganking, and you just subconsciously go as well. Like, oh, I'm gonna counter gank. If you haven't thought about this fight prior, you haven't done the press tab, the chances of you flashing the Malphite are just less. The chances of you playing the fight
Mm-hmm.
correctly are less because you haven't thought, how am I going to play the fight? Am I going to flash W in first? Or am I going to wait for LeeSin to Q in and then I'm going to W to where he Q'd in? Right? Whose life is worth more, me or Teemo? Am I going to go in first to kite Teemo? Am I going to let them jump on Teemo first and bait him and then go in? Right? You could play fights
Mm-hmm.
technically a thousand different ways. But if you're not thinking about how you're going to play
Yes.
the fight beforehand, you're going to play the fight worse. So if you're always thinking about like your
Mm-hmm.
laners and who's strong, who's weak, and how you can visualize the fight before you get to the fight, you'll play the fight 10 times better. The
Mm-hmm.
same logic, how if I see Malphite, I'm already mentally preparing to flash it. Just because I see him, I
Mm-hmm.
know what his ult does. I'm already my fucking button, my finger is just hovering the F key just in case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if he's in the bush, I'm not thinking about it. If I'm not thinking about top getting ganked right now, and then boom, I see LeeSin on the minimap, I just instantly, how the fuck are you gonna
Mm-hmm.
play the fight? Um, so that's why I always
Yeah.
like. That's why it's just called like preloading is another word. It's just
Mm-hmm.
loading the scenario before you get there, and that will make you fight. You'll just fight better. So a lot of times when people say, "Oh, I'm bad mechanically. I have bad mechanics. That's why I can't climb." Usually their
Mm-hmm.
mechanics aren't bad. Are probably the same as me as you.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't imagine the fight how it's gonna take place before they get to the fight. They just
Mm-hmm.
click to the fight and then they just fucking say, let Jesus take the wheel. That's the saying, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's really important
And
to. Does that make
I
sense?
can say that yeah, because I do this, but I don't do it like to the level like you have said it,
Hmm.
but I tend to just see, look, and like, can I fight this? Or even my top laner pings me to gang, I look how it is, and I know like someone is gonna come, then I just ping off, and then his perma pings me that it's my fault, but because I know that we don't win it, and he doesn't know that.
Hmm.
For example, or other laners, like I see what kind of fights can I take, or my top lane if both of my laners are ahead, then I just look who has what sums which ult, which is easier or more possible to win the
Hmm.
fight. So yes, I look at it like you said, but maybe not to the fullest extent like you. But yeah,
Cause
you widen my horizons with this one.
yeah, because there's also don't forget when I said there's like depending on how the game's going, because sometimes let's say you look top and you think the 2v2 is it's very rare. The league is like it's 100% losing, 100% winning. But a lot of times you look at a fight and
Hmm.
it's like high chance you lose. So I'll say it's a 70% chance you lose, 30% chance you win. Because you could always, you could always outplay. You could always play it really well, and then enemies can
Yeah.
always misplay. People aren't gonna play every fight perfectly, right? But let's say the game's going well. It's the game scoreboard is 10-10, and this is the fight. Chances, I agree. Don't take it. Let him die. Fuck it. Let's say the game's going poorly. It scores 2-10. You guys are already losing. Honestly, why not take the 30% chance? The game's probably already lost, right? It depends on how bad the game is, but a
Yeah.
lot of times this 30% chance is not even bad because if you win that fight, then technically, obviously, time you win a fight from behind is worth way more because when you're lower XP, you gain more XP. Obviously, they probably also have shutdowns if they're fed, right? So it really does. A lot of times, it does matter on the game state. If the game is already fucked, why not take the risk? If the game's going well or the game's
Hmm.
even, then I agree with you. Fuck, why would I ever take the risk? Fuck that. Let,
Yeah.
let myself
Yeah.
let him
Yeah.
die. It just depends. So, I
I
don't know.
get it.
We've been talking about theory a lot, but this VOD's already over. I think once you make the mistake of dragon,
Yeah. 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 Surely.
you guys
Hundred
just you guys
percent.
there's nothing you could do. The game just kind of falls apart. You lost
Yeah. Yeah.
dragon, and afterwards they got like mid tower and bot tower, so just a huge gold swing.
Yeah. No, the thing how you explain, I think that was just the whole take from the game, which is good for me
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think anything else happens that's that important,
Uh-huh.
like what you explained.
Um.
But as I said, like this stuff, I tend to make less mistakes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But how you put it, like to recognizing and how to play out the fights, I do that
Mm-hmm.
technically, but to look better at them, like even pressing tab and etc. other stuff, that I guess I'll
Yeah.
take into account and try to
Okay.
implement it.
You know that have you watched the movie American Psycho, the one with Patrick Bateman?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
that scene where he's like in the shower, or no, he's talking to the woman who's at the date, and he says he's on a,
Yes.
he says he's on a diet, and she says, "Why are you on a diet? You look great." And he's like, you could always look better, you could always be skinnier, you could always be more fit. Like you could always,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same thing. Like yeah, you're already doing it, but you could always do more. You could always like think about it even
Yeah.
more in depth. You could always look at the map more. Do all the fucking.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes. Yeah,
So
I tell that to my friends too, to just other stuff in life, like when I have, you can
yeah,
tend to
exactly.
make it more like. So yeah, I understand it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.